Hello, I'm Kay Brown and thanks for tuning in. Well, the new 2021 series of Food, Wine, Pets Travel podcasts will be starting in early January. To avoid missing out on any updates, just head to our Facebook page and like it, or go to our website foodwinepetstravel.com and subscribe to updates. Right now though, here's that Food, Wine, Pets Travel podcast flashback.
Would you ever consider travelling solo around Australia? Would you do that?
Maybe. I didn't win that Powerball. That wasn't me that won the 107 million.
Oh, right, okay, nor me. Now, what if something, heaven forbid, happened to your partner? Maybe you decided to go your own separate ways? It happens. So after a period of time and given you love life on the road, would you consider travelling by yourself? Now, first story this week is a chat we had with a lady named Sandra. Or is it Sandra? What is it?
It's Sandra, and get it wrong, it's your peril.
We met this interesting lady at a Jugiong free camp recently in New South Wales. But after chatting for a while, it became obvious Sandra, or however you want to say it, was travelling with just herself and her little dog. Have a listen to this.
Yes, I bought the J-Code in February last year and I've been on the road since and I'm absolutely enjoying it. I've got my four-legged baby. She's a boss.
So what was the thing that prompted you to do it? Was it
I just woke up one day and thought I didn't want to die in a house.
That's the thing, isn't it?
There's too much in Australia to see. Like I've been to Queensland, I've been to Kangaroo Island, been to Fraser Island, been to Stradbroke Island, been all the way over to Perth, been up the top of Cairns. Like travelling in the car and just staying in motels or camping and things like that. And I thought there's just so much to see and you can't see it. If you've got a house, you can't see it.
So you've been on the road, 20 months or so now?
Yeah.
What's the highlight of that experience? You know, living near Wagga, you've been moved around. What's the highlight, you reckon?
I reckon the people.
Yeah?
The people that you meet. Like I have met some proper nutters. I'm being polite. Proper nutters. But I have met some very, very lovely people. Yep. And everybody's willing to help you.
That's
you know, it doesn't matter if you're female or male, people will help, no matter who you are. But sometimes you've got to be, like I'm a talker, yep. And I'm friendly. So you have to, if you're shy and withdrawn, you'll find it very hard because you've got to be willing to take people on face value. Yeah. And be willing to talk to people.
We've actually noticed there's a lot of females, single or divorced or whatever.
I think there's more men out there than
sure,
females.
but what's it like as a female, single female? I mean, there's always this fear and trepidation of being out in the outback or wherever by yourself. How's that go?
I don't think there's any difference in being in a house on your own.
Okay,
That's true.
Okay.
Because I thought, if you've got a house, you're buying it or you're renting it or what, and you're living in that house on your own, there's nothing to say that you're not going to get broken into or you're going to get raped or killed or anything. There's really no difference in being in a motorhome on the road. But I think, of course, you're on the road and I'm only doing free camping. I'm not doing no caravan parks or nothing. Yeah. But I think all the places I've gone, like I've gone to some places and I've been the only person in that area. There's been no one else around for 4 or 5 days.
You've had no trouble?
I've not had no trouble.
Good on you.
I've not lost one thing yet.
Have you ever felt scared?
Not from people, from the storm. Yes, I was at one place near Robbinsvale in Victoria. I can't think the name of the camping ground, but I was about 8 k's out of town and they told me if it rains you cannot get out. Yeah. And I was the only one there and it came over really jet black, the wind come up and I thought I better get packed up. We're not staying because if it rains, I've been told you can't get out. So, but that's probably the only way I'll get scared because I think if I know I can't get out and there's no one else there to help me get out because she's front drive, so she's very low in the front, so she gets bogged really easy if the ground gets too soft. So I think you don't put yourself in that situation.
Hey, I'm intrigued as well. You said you've met some nutters. What's the funniest thing or weirdest thing you've come across?
The funniest one I would have to say with the first week I was on the road, I met her. She was in a single lady. She was in a very old motorhome and she was so jealous that I had a fairly new motorhome because her fridge didn't work. Her batteries were dying. And she kept on coming over to me and saying, Mrs. it's not right. And I say, what's not right? You've got no problems. I said, yeah, I said, but yours is older. I said, yours is a 75. I said, mine's a 2009.
Yeah.
But she said, I still shouldn't have all these problems. She had to have run the generator all the time. But she was an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So alcohol come first, not the van.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, that's where your money's going. She would go into town 2 or 3 times a week for alcohol. And I thought, if you cut that back, you could buy yourself a new battery and get it working, and you'd be right. But she couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Alcohol was the main thing in her life.
Yeah.
And she really bitched about that. Really bitched about it.
Interesting.
And I thought, that was her.
So okay, you've got a good van.
Yeah.
What are the priorities for you with your van and your free camping and the way you're travelling? Is it fuel? Is it water? Is it power? What's your priority?
Water for the dog.
Water for the dog. There we
Because she
go.
likes to go for a swim.
That's the external priority. What about the internal priority for you? How do you live? What
As
are
long
the
as the
priorities?
sun. Oh, no, long. I've only had been in one area where I had to actually start the motorhome up because we had 3 days of rain.
Yep.
And the solar panel wasn't charging because we had no rain. I had to stay it up so I could run the fridge and everything properly. But yeah, as long as there's sun, and even like now, my solar panel's charging because there's just enough coming through, so it keeps it going. But yeah, that's the main thing. Because like I've got a 3-way fridge, and the hot water service is a 2-way. So I think, and just got a gas stove, and I thought, yeah, so I have no trouble.
So let's say you're in the middle of nowhere, being devil's advocate here. All your tyres blow out, your engine clogs up, whatever. What do you do?
I've got the emergency number on my phone, which will tell them exactly where I am. It's called emergency something or other. Yeah. And I've got that on the phone, so if I press that, they'll have someone out there as soon as possible. But I've also aiming with the NIMA roadside assist as well, so I've got the 2 of them to fall back on.
Excellent.
But I've not used the NIMA yet. And I've not used the emergency call either yet.
Good on.
So you're not in a hurry to stop doing this. What's the longest time that anyone you've met has been on the road?
45 years. One couple has been on the road for 45 years.
Wow.
Brought their kids up on the road.
Wow.
But she's had enough and he hasn't. Yeah.
Well, we met a couple recently who had been on the road 10, 12 years, just yesterday.
So how many years do you think you'll be on the road?
As long as I can do it. As long as my health holds out and I can still drive and I can see, yes, we'll do it.
Hope you enjoyed that timeless flashback. We're plenty more to come, so don't forget to subscribe to updates on our website foodwinepetstravel.com or like our Facebook page. I'm Kay Brown. See you next time.